What's up, guys? My name is Ashley Horner. I am here at the Bodybuilding.com HQ, and I am very excited to take you through one of my grueling leg and booty workouts today. For time reasons, we are only going to do 2 sets, but I can recommend doing anywhere from 3 to 4 sets. I am going to be doing lighter weights, but you are more than welcome to lower your rep scheme and do heavier weights. And I'm really excited to be here. All right. So the first circuit that we're going to do is the straight-legged deadlifts. We're going to do box squats and single arm dumbbell walking lunges.
Jamie from YouTube asks, can you lift weights every day?
Yes, Jamie. You can lift weights every day. I, however, would suggest not lifting the same muscle group consecutively because you have to allow time for your muscles to heal. So different muscle groups, switching and alternating that. First set. All right, moving right on to our box squats. If you do not have a rack to do your box squats on, we are going to use actually, I don't know. I'm gonna walk off camera. Is it okay? Okay. One of the reasons why I really like box squats is that I find when it's a lot of runners who come in and they have pretty weak hip flexors. So this is really good if you feel like you're not able to reach the appropriate depth in your squat, the 90 degrees, to do box squats. So you're going to align yourself up with the box. I like to go down on my first one, get my feet planted to where my knees are not going over my toes. You can pause for a second at the bottom, and then you're gonna power up. Next exercise, single arm dumbbell walking lunges. I love this exercise because you're also working a lot of your core as well as shoulder stability. I need a heavier dumbbell. Give me like a 25 or a 30. Thank you. All right. Things to remember on the single arm dumbbell overhead walking lunges is you want to keep your dumbbell straight overhead, the inside of your bicep right in line with your ear. And as always, make sure that knee does not travel over your toes, and you're gonna actively push this knee out. You never want it to collapse in. I feel like bones should be over here.
A question coming from YouTube: How do I know how much weight to use for this exercise?
It depends on like what your goals are. I mean, I always suggest to start heavy because a lot of times, especially women, we get intimidated to lift heavy. But I would say to push yourself, go as heavy as you can. For example, if I started out, that's a 25-pound dumbbell, you can start out with a heavy dumbbell. Maybe you can only do 5 reps. And then if it gets heavy, if you start fatiguing, if your form starts failing, drop the weight down, get a lighter dumbbell, and then just finish up your reps. So we're gonna go back into our straight-legged deadlifts. I'll angle it out a bit. And another one of my favorite exercises that you can do to make this a little bit more advanced is you can do deficit straight-legged deadlifts. What that's gonna look like, grabbing a plate, and you're gonna stand on that plate, nice and steady, and you're gonna do your straight-legged deadlifts while standing on the plate. Next exercise, back to your box squats. So for box squats, it's important to find a bench or a box that whenever you're seated, you're at a 90-degree right here. It's gonna do you no good if your box is this high, because you gotta go down lower. All right. Two more. All right, all you guys gonna go to the gym right now? Packing up your gym bag? Better get it in.
We didn't have time to get to many warm-ups today, but we have a question from YouTube. What are some good warm-up exercises for this workout?
Yeah, so one of my favorite things to do is really activating your IT. I love these bands. They don't have to be thick, they can even be the thinner bands, but you're gonna place them right on the outside of your quads, right above your knees. So, just like this. Again, everything is activating, driving your knees out. Even on the squats, when you come up, you're wanting to actively press your knees out. So I like to go, this is for the warm up. Squat down. And again, I'm driving that knee out, just like this. And then back the other way. My other really good staple warm up that I like to do is, especially for ankle mobility, this is good for people who run and who also weight train as well. But grabbing a kettlebell or even a dumbbell, we'll use this one. And I like to pick a heavy kettlebell or a heavy dumbbell. And you're gonna go down into a squat position and do little bitty circles. Really loosening up your ankles, and this really helps with your ankle mobility as well. Another really good warm-up exercise that I like to do, because even with deadlifts, you have to think your rear delts, everything's engaged. So really warming up our shoulders, our backs, because it's a lot of, with your deadlifts, it's not just your hamstrings. You're engaging and you're activating the muscles in your back as well. So, single arm dumbbell walking lunges. Switch arms.
Here's a question from YouTube. Why do you do the lunges with the dumbbell overhead? What's the benefit of that?
Yeah, so it's so easy to work like both planes at the same time, but once you start separating your planes, and even with a single arm dumbbell overhead, not only are you activating your obliques, your core, but you're also strengthening your stability muscles right up here, all around your shoulders, deltoids. So it's a completely different feeling. Not only that, like having the weight on one side, you're throwing yourself off balance. It's easy whenever you have two weights of the same size and you're doing your walking lunges, you have that balance. You take one dumbbell heavy overhead, just like that. It's a completely different ball game. You're changing the balance and you're throwing yourself off. So that's why I like to split the plane and train single-sided. All right, going on to circuit 3. Any more questions about what just happened there?
This is a question from Facebook. What's the rep range for the exercises you're doing?
So I am currently doing 15 reps, but I encourage you to pick out a rep range that is best for you. So maybe you want to pick up heavier weight and do lower reps to build strength. I am working more on muscular endurance, so my rep range is a lot higher. Next exercise. So next circuit, we're gonna be doing hip thrusters, Bulgarian split squats, and curtsy lunges. So I should probably be fine doing this.
Question from YouTube: can you out cardio Chris Gethin?
Can you out cardio what?
Can you out cardio Chris Gethin?
Absolutely. I can outdo anything, Chris Gethin. Where are you, Chris Gethin? Huh? You know where to find me if you're ready for a challenge. Hip thrusters. The back of your shoulders, your upper back and your shoulders need to be secure and stabilized on the bench, and you need to keep your head and your neck in line throughout this lift. So, roll this barbell up. Everybody has their own way of getting underneath the barbell. This is how I like to do it. It works for me. So you're gonna push up, and you see how my back of my shoulders and my neck is supported, and you're gonna push up, squeezing your glutes. You're gonna come down, and as you do, it's important that you keep your neck in line the entire time. You're gonna get dip down and press up. Squeezing. All right, right into our Bulgarian split squats. So again, you're gonna need a bench. These are my two favorite exercises to pair together. Foot behind you on the bench, not your toe. Do your shoelace, okay? And you wanna make sure your foot is out far enough to where your knee is not gonna travel forward. So you're gonna wanna sit your weight, your shoulders back, and go straight down. I will show you how. And if you want to challenge yourself even more, you can hold a set of dumbbells. You can do a plate overhead or a barbell on your shoulders. And you're gonna switch. Again, we're actively pushing our knee out. All right, next exercise. One of my favorites, and it's great for building the booty. Let me use this barbell. These are called Curtsy Lunges. I've heard these were Chris Gethin's favorite. He built his booty. All right, so again, the barbell's gonna go on your back. Okay, and I recommend these to anybody, like if you have good knees, if you have a knee injury in the past, I wouldn't recommend doing these because you are going back with a little bit of an inversion, and you're gonna tap that back knee down. Notice my front leg, my knee, is it's always in line. And go nice and slow. All right. Moving right on. Next exercise, back to our hip thrusters. Grab that heavy weight. If you guys want to build the booty, you gotta lift heavy. I am getting hot.
Here's a question coming in from Facebook. What does your daily nutrition look like?
Right now I'm actually doing intermittent fasting. So I take clean burn in the morning from KM and always hydrocharge. And I don't take in my first meal until sometimes 2 or 3 o'clock. And then my window of eating is around 5 to 7. So, and then I fast all over again. But I'm pretty flexible. I'm flexible with my eating. Sometimes it just has to change and that's life. But currently right now I'm doing intermittent fasting. And I love it. All right.
We have some people on YouTube admiring your shoes.
Oh, my shoes? Oh yeah, they're Reebok lifters. So they're the Olympic lifters that I like to wear. All right, hip thrusters. Let me just fix this. I'm really bad about using clamps. Remember, keep your neck in line the entire time. You're gonna dip down and then you're gonna power up and squeeze. Any half rep is a no rep. All right, next exercise are Bulgarian split squats. Again, make sure that knee does not travel over your toes. Frickin'.
What are you drinking at the moment?
Hydrocharge. Yes. I could definitely use some pre-workout right now. To the dome, like I always like to take it. All right. Keep that knee in line, down, and fire up. Again, if you want to challenge yourself, you could do your weight overhead. You could hold dumbbells. You could hold 1 dumbbell. And
Question from Facebook. Any helpful tips for somebody with bad balance?
Yeah, start with your weight light. I mean, it all starts with balancing on 1 foot, seeing how high you can bring it up off the ground, and then adding a single weight to your hand, throwing your balance off weight. Don't be afraid, even for people who are wanting to do pistol squats, you can use anything in the gym for stability and support. Pistol squat, off balance, it's here to support you. And then you can move on to bands, holding on to bands. All right, this side. And down, adjust my form, and up. All right, onto our curtsy lunges. Like I said, curtsy lunges. Don't tell Chris I told you, this is his favorite exercise to build his booty. Right here on your back, and lunge all the way back. You're gonna tap that knee on the ground. Again, I really just recommend these to people who have good, strong knees, no knee problems, and still keep everything in line.
From YouTube, someone says, I can't get my knee to the floor when doing lunges. What do you recommend to get my knee lower to the ground?
I would possibly take a wider stance. It depends if it's a strength issue, a mobility issue, or flexibility. I guess it's kind of like mobility. But I mean, again, don't be afraid to use something near you, even like a PVC pipe, for support. So I'll do a few more. There we go. All right, that was 2 rounds. We're gonna move right on. We have our Ghd Swimmers. This might be a new one for a lot of you guys. Single leg dumbbell sit-ups and Spider-Mans. All right, we're gonna walk right over here. So, test this out. I don't know, that camera's mobile, but you're gonna take your PVC pipe, you're gonna put it behind your back. I kind of like to do it a little bit lower right here for support. You're gonna go back as if you're doing a Ghd sit-up. You're gonna go half back and you're gonna swim. And this can start as slow. You can come up a little bit higher, which is a little bit easier, or the further you go back, of course it's gonna be more challenging. Ghd Swimmers.
How do you determine reps on that? Is that a time or is it every side?
So for the Ghd Swimmers, it's just going until you cannot go anymore. And then when you don't think you can go anymore, you're just gonna take a few seconds break, and then you're gonna go again. And burn it out. All right, next exercise. This is another one of my favorites. Talking about separating the planes, lifting single-sided. So what I like to do is, you can probably use this barbell. I like to secure my feet under something. I think we can use this. And then you're gonna get a dumbbell. Is this my mat? All right. So, you're gonna get a dumbbell. Straight up overhead. You can use a plate as well, but I like using the single arm dumbbell for my core, and you're just gonna do a basic sit up. So you're gonna come up, punch it up, back down, up. If you need to modify this, you can do it with no weight as well. Up. And then you're gonna switch sides. And up. All right, next exercise. We have the Spider-Mans. These are one of my favorites. I do a lot of these when doing yoga, hot yoga. And you can get creative with this exercise as well. So these are the Spider-Mans. You're gonna go into a straight arm plank position, just like so. And you're gonna bring your knee to the outside of your elbow, just like this. So I usually like to do 20 on each side. If you went heavy and if you went hard on the 2 core exercises before this, you're gonna burn out really quickly. You can even get creative. Down, push up, and right back to your Spider-Mans. All right, how are we doing on time? One more round?
Yeah, we're doing great. We can do another round. I did have a question that came in from YouTube. What body part does the Ghd Swimmers work exactly?
It's all core. It's all core, and definitely your hip flexors and your quads. Yeah, it's a good one.
I don't know why we're getting so many comments about this. From YouTube, is Chris Gethin's booty big enough?
Is it big enough?
Yeah.
I think that it depends on Sybil. I don't know. It's never too big. You can always get it bigger. All right. Swimmers. Make those arm circles. Up, you need to take a break. Deep breath, right back down. All right, back to the single arm dumbbell sit-ups. Okay, I'm gonna grab a little bit heavier of a weight. And definitely challenge yourself. I mean, a lot of people, especially females, we're always afraid to lift heavy. So, especially those of you who are asking about like rep ranges and stuff, if you're not sure, just see what you're made of. If you don't know where you're starting, like how much can you squat? How much can you deadlift? You're gonna have no idea how to get to where you're gonna wanna go. So it starts out with building a map. Learn how many squats you can do for 5 reps, how heavy you can go. Then you gotta build off that because you gotta know where you're at to get where you're going. Same thing, dumbbell overhead and up. Sides. Breath. And you'll notice right away, whenever you guys start separating your planes, that you're gonna have one side that's a hell of a lot stronger than the other side. Next exercise, back to the Spider-Mans. All right, straight arm plank position, and knee to the elbow. And you can speed these up to make it more challenging. And the key is, this isn't downward dog. Keep everything nice and straight. Knee to elbow. There you go. All right, well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna go find Chris sometime today because I know he's always talking smack. What the hell?
Talking smack. I'm the one with all the junk in my trunk.
Oh man, we've been talking about you.
So I heard you got a challenge for me.
Yeah, I have a challenge for you.
This will be a walk in the park, I'm sure. I got to be careful what I say here. I've got myself
guys.
into trouble a few times before now when I've challenged Ashley, so I have no idea what is planned for me. I'm a little bit nervous, to say the least.
All right, we need ideas, you guys. What challenge do you want Chris Gethin and I to do?
Don't leave it to them. Don't leave it to them.
All right, you sure you want me to come up with it or them?
I don't know which one's going to be worse, but like I'm here now. I guess like if I'm going to be
Right.
humiliated, there's 20 minutes to get humiliated.
How is your
Range of motion?
shoulder
Yeah, shoulder's fine.
mobility, range of motion?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
All right, this is what we're gonna do. You do yoga a little bit.
I think I do. I practice it a little bit, nowhere near to the extent that Ashley does. No.
So one of the moves in yoga, and some of you guys might know, it's called a chair pose.
Right.
But you got to keep your arms up overhead
Okay.
and your biceps in line with your ears.
Okay.
What a great student.
My delts are just so huge. This might be the problem.
I just did legs, man. When did you do legs last?
Well, it wasn't like a predominant leg day, but there was a lot of functional work, and I've been doing that every day, like, you know, tire flipping, kettlebells, lunges,
Okay.
stuff like that.
All right.
Box jumps.
We need a timer. Anybody got a timer? We'll time it on the. All right.
It only needs to go to a minute.
And we need a judge, because if he moves at all, he is out, and I am still the reigning champion.
I got some Kaged Muscle supplements here, in case anyone's a judge who wants to be influenced.
All right, chair pose. It's gonna look just like this.
I don't know if I can go down that far.
In 90 degree.
Time is starting now.
Is my back even straight? I've got tight Achilles.
So how you been?
I've been all right. Yeah, I've been hanging in there, you know. I'm not going to get distracted. How long, have you timed yourself on this before?
Yeah,
How long?
7 minutes.
Ooh,
Just kidding.
don't even go there.
I'm trying to get into his mind. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna die.
That's,
Not
that's
gonna
30
kill me.
seconds.
It's actually been a really long time since I've done this.
I've never done this.
Arms up. There you go.
You didn't do this when we was in India? When you went to the
No, did we?
toilet? In any of those places?
Or you have to squat.
Yeah. Are we both about the same sort of depth here?
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah? Okay.
1 minute.
Come on, who's saying that?
Burns.
I could do this all day.
Me too.
As a walk in a park. You've been fasting too long.
And I've been on a plane.
Okay, now it's starting to kick in. What's helping me is that I'm able to rest my guts on my thighs, so I'm able to relax a little.
Oh.
Oh, does that mean I win? Does that mean I win? Boom! Check this out. Wow. Should have left it to those guys. And I did actually kick in at the end.
138.
What was it?
138.
138. Felt like 338. But I tell you what, first of all, when you were starting to struggle, I was thinking, man, I could hold this all day. And there's about 10 seconds after that, it just started all cramping up. I'm glad you tapped out then, because I wouldn't have lasted much longer.
Whew. Good to see ya.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Sure.
Yeah, I represent it well. I couldn't do the rocky crop top yet, I don't think.
We're getting there.
Yeah, hanging in there. So have you finished working out here?
I did legs.
You did legs before that.
I know. A lot of posterior chain. I showed him your favorite booty move, though.
Which one was that? Which booty move
You
was
know your
that?
favorite booty move?
What, like hip thrusts or something, or?
Curtsy lunges.
Oh, right.
Do you do curtsy lunges? No. Oh, I guess I was wrong.
I do a lot of walking lunges, and that's pretty much it. But like anything that I do, my ass just grows. But I think it might be all the fat that's on the outside of it. Maybe that's
Hey,
it.
it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Get
I got
that
lots.
booty
It's
building.
kind of like I got in there before everything just become hashtag booty gains. You know?
Ashley, one final question for you before we wrap this up. Where can people find you online?
Yeah, you can find me online at ashley.horner on IG. And then also, I just got word yesterday that a training program that we have been working on for almost 2 years is getting ready to launch. And Chris said that he's doing it. You can find it on Kaged Muscle,
Yeah, you can.
and it's called Riding the Red Line. In fact, if you go to KM or even my Instagram right now, you can swipe up and you can get registered because you are going to receive all that tough love, all that motivation from Ashley Horner. So get signed up. Woo woo!